Good morning. So to follow up on yesterday's Darren Daily, where I shared an excerpt from the answer that I gave to an international group of business leaders who asked the question, is management a position or a concept? What are the core competencies of being a successful manager? In this excerpt, I answer the question of what is the difference between being a manager and being a leader. Let me also point out the difference between leadership and management. Many people get this wrong, and I know that it might sound semantic, like it's just words, but there's a very big difference between the two. You see, both are necessary, but you need to know what role you are in and decide how to best fulfill that role. Is it as a leader or is it as a manager? So if you're taking notes, which I recommend, you might want to write some of these distinctions down. Leadership is figuring out the right things to do. Management is doing those things right. Effective leadership has to do with the quality of the outcome, the right direction to take. Effective management has to do with efficiency, minimizing the time and the resources that it takes to get there. Simply put, the leader is the one who has to have the vision. Where does he or she want the enterprise or the mission to go and why? The manager then figures out how to get there, the best way, and by when. A leader is the one who casts the vision for what's possible. He or she paints the picture of that better future to be had, the grand destination that you will arrive at, the magnificent adventure to be had along the way, and the benefits to everybody involved in the journey. The leader is the one who recruits and enrolls the best and the brightest talent into that glorious dream, and then builds a culture and nurtures and supports that top talent to thrive. The manager, on the other hand, then make sure that things get done. The manager makes sure everybody does their part, and they are what they're supposed to do, and on time, and with excellence day in and day out. The manager is the one who monitors the details. They make sure that the resources and the supplies and the systems are in place to operate at high performance. Leaders are concerned with people. Managers are concerned with process. Leaders lead people, managers manage work. People follow leaders, people report to and are accountable to managers. Here's some other distinctions, because this is really important you understand where you lie between these two, so that each of you can decide where you fit and whether you are expected to be a leader or whether you're expected to be a manager, and then how to perform to your highest capability. A leader keeps their eyes on the horizon. A manager keeps their eyes on the bottom line. A leader champions that mission, that vision, and a manager drives performance and goal achievement along the way to that mission. A leader is the one who sells people on the ideas and the audacious goals. A manager tells people what to do and the goals to meet. A leader takes risks. A manager minimizes those risks. A leader challenges the status quo. A manager maintains the status quo. A leader thinks long-term. A manager thinks short-term. A leader charts new roads. A manager follows a map. A leader votes with their heart. A manager votes with their head. Let me say this again, because it's really important. One is not better than the other. You need both. You need both leaders and managers. They both serve vital roles in being able to grow and maintain a successful and endurable enterprise. Look, a leader without an effective manager is just chaos. Mayhem is created. And when you have a manager trying to be a leader, the enterprise just stalls, it stagnates, and it barely subsists. It goes into what is known as management mode. And most governments, religious organizations, and large corporations are in that mode. Why? Because they have managers in leadership roles. So I hope that gave you some significant distinctions about the role of leadership and how it compares to management and who needs to be in each of those roles, and why often those that are in those roles, why they need to learn entirely new skills, not necessarily academic knowledge. and not the skills that they've used up to this point in their career to be really great producers. They have to learn the skills of people building. Just because somebody was a great engineer, or a great salesperson, or a great banker, or a great lawyer, or plumber, or whatever, does not mean that they have the slightest idea on how to lead other human beings doing that job. Knowing how to do the technical work is radically different than knowing how to lead the motivations, the emotions, and the human drives of other human beings that they're responsible for leading. So I hope that you got those distinctions. So now you tell us, what do you think you are? Are you a manager or are you a leader? Again, both are needed and necessary, but both do fulfill very different roles. Notate in your Darren Daily Journal which one you are, which one you aim to become, and share that with us in the comments below. Oh, and yes, we are all managers or leaders, as we are all managers or leaders of our own lives. And if you want access to the only leadership development program designed for and in the modern marketplace and work culture, then I highly recommend that you look into our Hero's Journey. It is the growth adventure needed to become a modern 21st century leader. You can access the link below.